Hello and welcome to the Critically Clueless. I'm the Monk and today we are in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. So I've decided to do a small series on this game. I've been putting a lot of time into it. I'm an OG player. You know, I played the original card game. I've watched the original anime and I love the original cards. I really do. There are a lot of tier 1 top tier decks that I just get so bored of. One, playing as, and two, playing against. So I try and play OG decks as much as possible. And today's deck build that I wanted to share with you is a Skull Servants deck. Now, I've been using this recently and been having a lot of fun with it. So I want to talk to you a bit about it. If you're interested in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel and want to see more videos just like it, don't forget to hit that like button and of course subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss out on more videos just like this. I also have an active and growing Discord. If you want to join that, the link will be in the description and we can chat about deck builds. Now, a little bit later, I will show you the full deck list that I have for this right now. Now, I've had a huge amount of fun playing as this Skull Servant deck. I've had a hell of a lot of people just straight up quit on me because they cannot figure out how to defeat the deck. Now, I'm not saying that this is the best deck in the game. Far from it. I'm sure it's probably not a top tier 1 deck, but it is an awful lot of fun. I found the biggest help to this deck is actually Kuriboh itself. The Link Kuriboh is just amazing. You link Kuriboh, one level 1 monster, and boom, he's there to save your life. If someone goes to attack you, Kuriboh can basically veto it, setting that monster to 0 attack, and then if you have a level 1 monster on the field, you can get him back from the graveyard on the field, which is so helpful, and it can be rinsed and repeated. Now, with this Skull Servants deck, I'm using an awful lot of level 1 monsters, so that's quite fun. And the whole point of this deck is to get your Skull Servant out. The more Skull Servants you have in the graveyard, the more powerful that bad boy gets. And you can just absolutely devastate anyone with it. I think with the way the deck is kind of made up, it's so easy to get this card out and to have it powered up. As you see, I'm running Max C in it as well. I've also got an Ash Blossom, so it's very familiar things. Max C is a card that does need to get put onto the ban list. I don't know if it ever will. I think Master Duel have decided that they're going to have different rules, which is fair enough. But Ash Blossom and Max C are very powerful. Ash Blossom works really well as well because it's a zombie, also a tuner, so you can have some pretty good tuner cards in your extra deck for this if you don't want to do the whole, main out. So there's lots of options with this deck. You can do extra deck, you can do main deck outs, and it's a lot of fun. I think that this deck build actually has a few cards that can be shipped around to make it a little bit stronger as well. But as you can see, I got put down to 700 health and I still managed to come back in this duel. It's just a lot of fun. There's a lot of little mechanics that you can kind of work with. And you can very quickly have like 2 or 3 monsters with incredibly huge attack points. And you can devastate in 1 turn if you play your cards right. So let me know down in the comments, is Skull Servants a deck that you guys have put together? Is it something that you would like to put together? If the answer is yes, then coming up next, of course, is going to be the deck reveal. I'm going to show you exactly how I've kitted out this deck and what cards you really need. I think the best thing about this deck is it's actually kind of cheap. Now, there's a lot of expensive cards in this game, of course. A lot of the good cards are ultra rares, but you don't really need too many in this deck. I actually recently remade this deck for my son, and he's been playing with it and he's had a lot of fun, and he done that after about an hour in the game, so it is definitely cheap enough to go through. The one card you absolutely need, the backbone of this card, is King of Skull Servants. This is a brilliant card. The original attack of this card is the combined number of Skull Servants and King of Skull Servants in the graveyard times 1000. When this card is destroyed by a battle and sent to the graveyard, you can banish up to one Skull Servant or one King of Skull Servant from the graveyard and special summon the card. So even if you kill it, you can get one back. It's very, very powerful. We're running 3 Skull Servants, 3 King of Skull Servants, 3 the Lady in White, 2 White Mares, 3 White Princes. We've also got the White Baking as well, and also the White Princess. We've got 3 of those each, and all of those in the graveyard adds up to a Skull Servant, which again all boosts the King of Skull Servants. The more of them you have in the graveyard, the stronger your card is, and all of these basically help either put more in the graveyard or of course get one back out of the graveyard. To help this deck out, we are also running 1 Maxi. That can be replaced, however. We do also have 2 Uni Zombies. They are also ultra rare, kind of a must as well. I really enjoyed them in the deck because they are tuner cards. Basically, you can discard one of the cards in your hand, add a level to any monster, meaning you can choose who you want to synchro summon, and also place extra cards in that all-important graveyard. We also have 3 Mizukis, which is a brilliant card to add. You can banish it from the graveyard and special summon one zombie from the graveyard, which is really helpful. We have 1 Gozuki, 1 Harpy Feather Duster, because why not? Backline Veto is very handy. 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Foolish Burial, 2 Darkworld Dealings, 1 1-for-1, 1 Where Art Thou, 1 Lightning Storm, and 2 Burial from a Different Dimension. Personally, that one can probably be knocked down to 1. We are running a 41 card deck. That can be changed. An extra deck, the only card I would say is an absolute must-have is Link Karibo. It's an unbelievable card, and I think it can be used to great effect in this deck. The rest of the extra deck can really be made depending on what you have available. This does have a huge amount of ability to have anything when it comes to synchro summon. I like using Cyber/Harpy. I also summon Black Rose Dragon quite a few times as well. Really handy to have. But that's about it for this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed learning about the Skull Servants deck. If you enjoy this and want to see more, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Of course, comment your thoughts down below. Is this a deck that you want to try out? Or have you got a deck that you want me to try out? I can then make it and then let you know what I think of it. But I'm going to leave you with a little bit of gameplay, and hopefully I'll see you in the next episode of this Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel series next week. And until then, take it easy and happy dueling.